Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage G4. Up front is a 1.2 liter inline 3, and down below is a 5-speed manual transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this here Mirage for a couple of reasons, but mainly the fact that this is the sedan version. That's what G4 means. It just means sedan. So there's a couple different trim levels that come with the G4. It's not any special package. It is just a sedan. But earlier this year, I drove the hatchback version, and so I'm excited to compare and contrast the hatchback with this here sedan. But before we get on to anything else, I have a website, zackpradel.com, where you can buy stickers like this retro sticker pack or big friggin' bottle sticker, both with free shipping. You could also submit your own vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, and you could read my behind the scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that 1.2 liter inline 3 under the hood. Well, that's one of the calling cards of the Mitsubishi Mirage. It's one of the smallest engines on sale today, and it makes a whopping 77 horsepower. It has to be one of the few vehicles on sale in America that doesn't make triple-digit horsepower. However, this thing sips on gas, it's cheap to manufacture, and it doesn't have any frills associated with it. Are you gonna go fast in a Mitsubishi Mirage? No, but that's missing the point. It's a solid little sedan, and that's how the engine feels. Like I said, paired to it is the 5-speed manual transmission. The hatchback I drove was also the 5-speed manual, and I come to like it. You know, it's not the most precise or sporty geared transmissions I've ever driven, but clutch engagement is nice and light. The throw clicks into gear pretty well. It is evident that it is a cheaper transmission, but still at the end of the day, it's a nice manual and it does the job. However, you can option these with an automatic as well. That is a CVT, which stands for continuously variable transmission, if that's something you want. Last but not least, of course, the Mirage is front wheel drive. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have two gauges. On the left is my tachometer, and in the center is my speedometer, and I do get a little screen for average MPG and other little things like that. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my volume, skip track, and mode, as well as my phone options. And on the right, I do have my cruise control options. Very, very nice. Off to the left, I do have my power mirrors and traction control, some fantastic features for an entry-level vehicle. And on the door, I have my latch to get in and out, and of course my power locks and power windows. Moving into the center, I have two climate control vents and a hazard switch. And then I have the infotainment system. I won't harp on this for too long. It's a very, very basic system. It does not have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and it does look slightly dated. However, this does have a backup camera per the government requirement. After 2018, every vehicle has to have a backup camera, and so this complies, and honestly, I'm decently happy with the quality of the backup camera. It's decently clear to see through, and it does the job. Down below that, we do have our climate controls, just temperature, fan speed, and where to send it. Unfortunately, I do not get dual zone. However, I do have an auto mode if that's something you'd like to do. Moving on to the center console itself, I do have a 12-volt outlet and my USB in, as well as cup holders. So we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage G4, and unfortunately, it does not pass the big friggin' bottle test to be expected with an economy car like this, but the hatch also didn't pass as well. Then we have the shifter. The shifter does feel very cheap. It's this sort of molded plastic rubbery feeling up top, and I've come to expect this out of Daihatsus that I've driven, Corollas, vehicles in that segment, and so it's on par with the rest of this car's competitors. Then I do have the parking brake, of course, just the handbrake down below, and then I do have a cup holder at the rear, but this also fails the big friggin' bottle test, so not worth mentioning again. The seats are okay. They are a little bit hard. Again, this is an economy car, but they're not the worst things in the world, and honestly, you'll get over it. But speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a backseat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage G4 sedan, and first of all, headroom is pretty good. I could feel my hair starting to hit the headliner a little bit, but for a compact car, I'm sitting back here and not being strangled by the chassis, so that's a big, big plus. But knee room is fantastic. This is my driving position, and I have probably 2 or 3 inches between my knee and the seat in front of me. That is awesome to see in a little compact car. This is where you really start to notice that the G4 sedan is different than the hatchback. I feel like I have a lot more room back here, and that is really, really impressive and great to see. I do have power windows back here, should be noted on an economy car, power windows. And I do get a center console with 2 little cup holders. They're tiny, they don't really do much, but I'm comfortable riding in the back of an economy car. That's great. That's a big, big win. Let's go hop around back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're in the back of the Mirage G4, and this is really, truly impressive. I hope it comes across on camera. This is tons and tons of space. Honestly, I think the hatchback actually had less space. I will cut to a clip of the hatchback trunk now. Little handle here. That's your backup camera, by the way. And yeah, not a whole ton of space. Although, to be fair, more space than I would have thought, and more space than like a Fiat 500. See what I mean? This is huge, and this is a big, big win for the sedan. I was expecting the sedan to have a little trunk, but honestly, this rivals most other vehicles. My Mazda 3 doesn't even have this much room, and that is really cool to see out of a little compact like this. This is a huge win. Now we got to talk about the looks, and I really like this updated look for the Mirage. The last one I drove was a 2019, and since then they have facelifted the Mirage, and actually I think it looks still relatively modern and good and somewhat hip with the times, which is interesting because the Mirage has been on sale in this form one way or another since 2014, going on 8 years. However, let's get to my final thoughts on the Mirage G4. What do I think finally driving the sedan version? Well, I have to be honest here. I am a hatchback guy. I love wagons. I love hatchbacks. I love a big friggin' door right at the back of the car. I love that, and I love the longer roofline of hatchbacks. However, for the first time in probably my adult life, I would choose the sedan over the hatchback. The sedan feels larger. It feels more spacious. Not up front here in the driving position. That feels pretty much the same. But actually, from the front doors back, this feels like a larger vehicle. The back seat space, as you saw, is fantastic. The rear trunk room really, really blew me away for a vehicle of this size and nature. I was expecting a little teacup for cargo space, but alas, you actually get more than that. And that's what's really impressive. The other thing I wanted to say is that I think this car gets some unnecessary hate. I think a lot of auto journalists drive the Mitsubishi Mirage and they don't like it because it's not that sporty and the ride isn't as soft as a Bentley or a Rolls Royce. And I think when they judge a vehicle like that, I think they're missing the point. This car is simple, it's basic, and it's affordable. If you want a brand new car with a warranty, you can go to Mitsubishi and buy one of these at nearly MSRP, which here in 2022 is insane to hear. People that dislike the Mirage should also dislike the Model T. They should also dislike the Volkswagen Beetle because those vehicles were built in the same vein as this. Let's put people on wheels. Let's give people cars. Let's make it affordable, reliable, dependable, and save them a little bit of money in that process. And that's what Mitsubishi has done with this car. You know, this is really a dying segment. I talked about it in my last video, but the economy car is really going away. The Civic starts in the mid-20,000s now. Mazda is going completely up brand, trying to market themselves as a luxury brand instead of an economy car maker like they used to be. This is a dying breed, and right now in 2022, I'm just happy to see that Mitsubishi is still putting out a product like this because the world needs a product like this. You don't have to love the Mitsubishi Mirage, but you gotta respect what it's doing here in America and doing worldwide. It's giving drivers the opportunity to own their own vehicle. And that to me is really cool. And that's why I love the Mirage and will continue to love the Mirage. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Johnny for letting me take out his Mirage G4. This thing is really, really cool. And I'm so glad I was A, able to drive the sedan, but B, I found out that I actually like the sedan better than the hatch, which is always fun to find out. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.